I'm Ricky Alexander.
And I'm Sweet Megg.
And today we have Dalton Ridenhour. He's been performing professionally since he was 10 years old, doing the ragtime circuit, and now he's an expert at way beyond ragtime.
And I guess to get started, what I want to know a bit about is, what it was like when you started performing, or at 10 you said was when you started performing, like what you did at that point. I mean, you were doing ragtime at 10, right?
Yes.
And this was out in the Ozarks in Missouri.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Ozarks, and my grandfather actually wrote sketches for us to do as a duo. So we did comedy sketches, and we would do comedy, and we'd do a couple jokes, and then I would play a song, and then we'd do a couple jokes. So it was like a little variety show. Scott Joplin actually published a good portion of his early stuff in Missouri, in Sedalia and in St. Louis. So when I was very young, I found out about the Scott Joplin International Ragtime Festival, which was there. And so my parents took me up there, and I got to meet all of these amazing ragtime piano players from all around the world. There were some people who were super supportive of me since I was a young kid playing this stuff, but also just a chance for me to hear, what a real piano player sounds like, at a young age.
So you've moved beyond ragtime in terms of, the styles of music that you like to play. How does your foundation as a ragtime player, do you feel that sets you apart from a lot of other piano players today?
I think so. I sort of learned jazz piano through the history, actually. I mean, I started with Joplin, and then I found out about Fats Waller and James P. Johnson. And so I got into stride piano and boogie woogie, and then it sort of went from there to Charlie Parker. And by the time I was high school and going into college, of course, I was into more modern jazz and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then my teacher in grad school, Harold Danko, actually, he knew that I played ragtime, and so he was like, he said, "Hey man, if you play this music, you really shouldn't let it go. You should actually, take what you already know, but get deeper into it, learn the harmony, play around with it, like really get inside the music, because you'll find that it actually will inform all this other stuff." So thanks to him, most college teachers, they don't talk about ragtime that much.
Yeah, I found that I was discouraged from playing early jazz, but I do think that it helps in a lot of ways, playing on the beat, having that left hand together.
I mean, my perfect example is the second strain of the Maple Leaf Rag. Right, it's like if I teach piano and somebody's wanting to really like get into this music, I'm like, okay, we're gonna start there because it's all written out for you. I mean, that to me is like the foundation of jazz.
Huh.
It's like,
how come?
It's like all the syncopation is there. Joplin's like inversions and stuff are really beautiful. So there's some like, it's simple harmony, but it's also like not. Like there's some complexity to it, the way he uses his inversions.
There's a romantic aspect.
There's a romantic aspect to it, but like that syncopation in the right hand over the left hand, it's just like that's like the place to start.
Yeah, it's kind of funky.
It's funky, yeah, and it's 1899.
That's amazing.
So it's
One thing I love about your playing in general is that it's like you have every style under your fingers in a way melding together. And I wonder if that has something to do with not only the fact that you've just been playing piano so long, but also, you know, you are from Missouri and from this area, like, you know, the South and the Midwest has a different musical tradition than a lot of Northeasterners. Like, we have all this jazz city music, and you guys have the country music that is a bit more in your blood. And so I feel like when I think of your playing, it's like you are a perfect mesh between a lot of these non-New York styles like St. Louis and like what they have in the South and New Orleans.
I grew up with that stuff. I didn't really play it that much when I was a kid. I gotta say, the one big thing that I got from going to Berkeley was that it opened up my ears to like all this other stuff, and basically it made me think about things that when I was growing up, I thought maybe they were simple, you know, because I played ragtime, right? So to me, like a pop tune was like, well, it's just 3 chords, you know, or whatever. Or country, 3 chords of the truth, right? but when I got to Berkeley, like I was put into all sorts of different musical situations, and I started to see that there was actually a lot of depth even in any style, you know. And so I think that where I'm at now is that I actually view getting inside a style, I see that as a high art, you know. It's like because it's easy to say, oh, well, yeah, of course we can play this style because we can get through the changes or we can get through the melody or whatever. But it's like, but no, to really play it, you have to study it, and you have to study the masters. And there's a language. There's a language in country music. There's a language in 1920s music. There's a language in ragtime. And so there's all this little nuance in there. And I love that. But I'm also, when I'm playing a style, I actually don't think about it a lot. I just play. It's like if I'm playing a country tune, things naturally come out. If I'm playing a tune from the 1920s, but you might hear me play some Pig Robbins thing when I'm playing a 1920s thing.
Yeah.
Because it'll just be like, well, that works there. Like, it's just music.
I was waltzing with my darling to the Tennessee waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one while they were dancing. My friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. I lost my little lover night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz. Now I'm waltzing in the darkness to the Tennessee waltz. Only you know how much I have lost. And it stirred then drink deeper than sorrow, that beautiful
Oh.